Welcome traders to another episode on Prophecy Trades. Today's video we have 5 pairs that we are covering. We have NZD USD, AUD CHF, USD CAD, Euro GBP, and NZD CAD. So in the previous video I didn't get a chance to mention that we actually secured profit roughly around this minus 27.2 level. We did not secure everything. We only secured 60% of the trade, and we were letting the rest of the trade run risk-free, moving our stops to break even. Unfortunately, later in the day, price then eventually collapsed and brought us back to break even for the remaining of the 40%. So with this trade, I believe it was about a 1 to 3.5, 1 to 4, risking 1%. With the 60% partial was roughly 2% up for the market for a successful win for this trade. Not going to dive too deep because we are already out of the trade and we have plenty others to cover. So moving on to AUD CHF, we actually were just looking for a short here. Another unfortunate event, we actually took a 1% loss, about a 10 pip stop loss. The stops took us out just before midnight in the Asian session. We did see multiple confluences. We had a valid trend line on the hour time frame. We had multiple taps. We had market structure printing lower lows and lower highs all through the market. And we also had a fib trick here at this large box here, which is the move within the move being completed. We wanted price to come up and tap into this area here and respect this zone for a more stronger confluence. Price never did come to that exact point in this region, and price then started to sell off, thinking I missed the opportunity. So I saw that price came back and retraced, respecting the trend line. I did a fib trick within the lower time frame on the 15-minute, I believe, trying to find an entry opportunity, and we actually entered here within this fib trick, and this fib trick is from this swing low to this swing high, putting us in that fib trick, and we executed off price action. And our price action was on the 5-minute chart, and we saw a bearish engulfing candle here, here, and here, and that was confirming our entry. Unfortunately, price did not necessarily go the way our bias was indicating us to go, so we are out of this trade with a 1% loss. So with these two trades, up 2.5%, 3%, -1, let's just say we're up 1% and some change there. And moving on to USD CAD, we were wrong and right at the same time, meaning that we were right too early, and it actually ended up pushing us out of the market. Our bias was to take the short to the sell to this -27 and potentially down to -61.8, depending on how the market was printing. And in the previous video, I said we may have a strong bias of exiting, taking a large partial at this -27 level. You can see price came down and struggled just past this previous low, flirting with this -27 level. But unfortunately, price collapsed, came back down, retraced upward, broke this structure here, created a higher high technically, and then collapsed. So it was a whipsaw. This was about 1% risk. And so with that being said, for the week right now, we are unfortunately just about a 0.5% up for the week, but it's better than losing. So I'll take that any day. Also moving on to Euro GBP, we also entered this trade as well. We are currently in some drawdown. We are just about maybe a third of a percentage down in some drawdown. This whole stop loss is only a 1% stop loss, roughly about 18 pips, and we're looking for roughly like a 1 to 4.5. So we're currently in this trade. We have the strong daily trend line that has been respected time and time again. I will jump up to the daily time frame so you can see what I'm talking about. You know, we have multiple taps. We have this tap here. We have this tap here. We have this tap here. And we have this tap for the 4th, 5th time. So for me, this is a very strong bias. We have a, we're in the 78.6 Fibonacci zone. We're in the fib trick zone. And I still have a strong bias that price can come up and respect this previous high. very easily. There might be some signs of struggle getting next to reaching that minus 27, and we have our reasons on the 4-hour chart. You see how price came and struggled multiple times. Let's do it like this: here, 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 and here. So for me, this is an area of resistance, and I can see price coming to struggle and potentially reverse in this region. So I might necessarily just secure maybe 75% of the trade and then moving stops to break even. And let's see what that would be. This would be roughly a 1 to 2.5. So this is probably in the lower side of my risk to reward ratio. I like to see anything above a 2, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, ideally. So this is the current progress with this trade right now. And then we do also have some other great news right now. I believe I am in profit. We actually end up executing a trade on NZD CAD at the New York Open. And this trade is roughly a 1, 2, 3.5, roughly, give or take. And what I saw was on the hour trend line. In the hour chart, there was a trend line that was being respected here. Price broke out of it, respected it. So now this is now was resistant. Now new support, came up, retested, came back up, came all the way down, respected it again, and there's another trend line being formed. 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap, 4 tap, and so now this is now another form of a trend line that we used on top of that counter trend line as well. And then we also used the Fibonacci from this swing low here, from this swing low to this swing high, putting us at roughly where the body of the candle is closed, because the candle looked just past the 100% mark, and I would say candle closed at the 78.6, putting us in the fib trick zone, just around this blue box here. Price came and wicked. I saw that. I jumped down to the 15-minute and 5-minute, and I looked for price action, and I actually looked for at the 5-minute because this was at the open, and my entry, where's the open? It's right around here, and I saw 1 candle, 2 candle, this third candle right here. This is roughly somewhere in here. This is where I entered. I believe it was like a 0.80301 to be more specific. So with this trade, jumping back up to the hour time frame, what do I say as far as stop loss? Price respect is 78.6. Put your stop just outside the next level or just outside the fib trick. Considering price wicked pass, I'm putting it just outside this fib trick zone, and I'm targeting the minus 27 as my first take profit, and then the minus 61.8. So far for the week, we are just about 0.5% in profit. We have 2 open trades, Euro GBP and NZD, and if we are right on these, we can incrementally be somewhere around 4 plus another 3.5, 7, 8. We can almost be at 8.5, 9% so far for the week, and it's only Tuesday, and that's even counting the losses here. So once again, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish, and making sure that you take quality trades. If you're liking these videos and they're being very helpful, press that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.